So again, confining it to the Kashmir landscape, particularly in the domain of the political and as well as in the domain of the society, uh, do you feel that there is a role some studies can play in fostering this interfaith dialogue or provide any conflict resolution to the society of the Kashmir?
I guess for this question, I should host you for the next podcast because you have your research in plural. So you will be a better person to answer this question. Yes, but you can later on corroborate with my question. So it is
Hmm.
actually, Islam studies. I told you that in the curriculum of Islam studies, there are papers on human rights. There are papers on religious pluralism. There are papers on Islam and other faiths. There are papers and courses on interfaith dialogue, and these courses are very consciously being taught how to develop communal harmony. And I myself have penned down many papers on communal harmony on the composite culture of India. And you know that Kashmir has, it is very needless to say about Kashmir that how one can, solve this conflicts because there have been no dreadful conflicts. There have been no conflicts among the communities in Kashmir. We had the Pandit community in Kashmir, we had the Sikh community and Bodh community, and the Muslims have been living side by side. And the practical example has been whenever our Pandit brothers and sisters come to Valley, they know that how they weep and wail by embracing and getting on to the Muslim brothers and sisters. So I guess the course papers in Islam studies are there that have been played a greater role. And you know that the students of Islam studies, the postgraduates, the PhDs of Islam studies have been most vocal in this by promoting communal harmony and tolerance and brotherhood uh, within the classrooms and outside the classrooms. This has been the hallmark of the students of Islam studies.
It has the big role. It has the big role in combating those conflicts within our society.
So I can corroborate with another fact. You know that all the scholars of Islam studies, all the postgraduates of Islam studies since 1988, when the Department of Islam Studies was established. Do you see that any student or any research scholar in Islam studies ever been involved in any sort of public nuisance or some any other activities? You will never find a data on this because the training has been such that we actually deal everything with academic sort of bent of mind, and there has never been an emotionally charged scholars or the students who can bounce on anything and who could be provoked on a single spark.
Okay, thank you. And now moving ahead and seeking answers from you with regard to certain other questions. That's it. How do you see the Islamic studies in J&K 10 years from now? And what reforms would you propose to revitalize the Islamic studies in academia?
Yeah. I guess Islam studies in Kashmir. If I'm making comparison between Islam studies in Kashmir and the rest of the country, and then globally, I guess in Kashmir Islam studies is uh, over the past few years. I guess there has been a lot of hard work being done on the curriculum, and I was very pleased that a few days back, some friend of mine was talking about your initiative that you had started somewhere in the college of discussing addressing the issue of drug menace and how
Oh,
you shaped that course for the students to go to make a survey and to see practically how the people view their life problems and what pushes them towards drugs and all these kind of. So this is one thing that the scholars, the teachers in the colleges in the universities are now pushing very hard to overhaul the curriculum, to update the curriculum in the universities. I had myself been in the Central University of Kashmir from the past 5 years. I've been serving there, and we have been making every effort to update the curriculum to meet the requirements of the times. So I guess that Islam studies, as far as the curriculum and the pedagogy in Kashmir is concerned, is very advanced compared to the Islam studies in the rest of the country. in league or AMU, sorry, AMU or Jamia Hamdard or Usmania University. But as far as the infrastructure is concerned, I feel that Kashmir lacks in comparison to other universities that I name. In infrastructure wise, we have very poor library system. We have less opportunities for the students to go for religious tours. It's very astonishing. So they can't go for the religious tours where actually they intend to go. So they are not provided the funds for that for reason. Or for example, any student takes an initiative to take up some project for himself, he is not being funded. So I guess this is harming Islam studies in Kashmir compared to other parts of India. But globally, we lack too much still in academia of Islam studies. Uh, I tell you that the integration of knowledge project, the triple IT project of Islamization of knowledge, and exchange of students between the departments and the universities, alumni weeks are not happening. So there has been very cold attitude from many professors of our universities of Jammu and Kashmir who are not actually supporting the way they should have supported the research scholars fraternity who have been, working in the colleges on the meager wages of 28,000. Sometimes Islam studies is not given the proper space in the colleges. You would have experienced this thing as well. So I guess there should have been a lot of academic support. There should have been a lot of political support as well, because I feel there is a lot of uh, administrative apathy and some bureaucratic apathy with the subjects. You know that over the past years we have been moving from pillar to post to convince the authorities that you are asking for the creation of the posts, and we are uh, uh, posing forward Islamic studies, its curriculum, and how it fits in NEP 2020, and yet it has not been given the due space. So I guess this is one of the challenges that we have to cater in the future, that we have to make sure that Islam studies gets the major share in the academia, in the college, in the secondaries. And similar other thing is that the students of Islam studies, the postgraduate students should now resort to publishing as well. They should publish and they try to make a good repute as an academic writer.
Okay, you mentioned that there are the challenges for the subject to be recognized either at the bureaucratic level or at the administrative level. So, what steps do you suggest can be taken to introduce or strengthen the subject of Islamic studies? It could be introduced in more and more colleges, and particularly at the senior secondary schools of Jammu and Kashmir.
Starting from the basics, I told you that there is a very urgent need to overhaul and revisit the syllabi and the curriculum to make it more appealing, to make it more addressing to the needs of the times. This has been the basic thing. The second thing has been that we should allow the students to go for the field surveys, to go for the questionnaires, to go for the interviews, to develop among them the temperament of learning by doing, and making to come up with proposals. And similarly, when we are teaching that in higher secondaries, we have to now this generation is very advanced in terms of knowing the ups, the pros and cons of education nowadays. Though they are not well versed about the ethical or the overall purpose of the education, but on practical levels, on material side, they are well versed about the education system. So important thing is that they should be given a rigorous training of academic writing. They should be given a good training of engaging, taking part in the discussions, the classroom, the online lectures, and the lecture method should now give pave way for the for engaging themselves with the texts, with generating among them the attitude of self-study. Because you know that as a teacher, you would have seen the students coming to the colleges often resort to note making and asking for the notes. So this has been a very serious problem, that our students are not reading, they are not going for the sub-studies, they are not reading the books for themselves. So I feel in the uh, we should visit the higher secondary, because many of the students don't know actually there's a disconnect between the teachers and the students. So there have not been the proper counseling session. There are no seminars. There is no alumni meet, as I told you. So the respective professors, the teachers, along with the research scholars, must make it a priority to visit the higher secondaries and set up some counseling center so that students may come to know that what are the opportunities lying before them, because there are many interests among the students, and maybe Islam studies could find some sort of niche in their minds, and they can come forward for this. And as far as the colleges are concerned, I told you that the colleges are the things where our permanent faculty has a greater role to nourish and nurture the subject. They should take the contractual faculty with them and make every effort that the Islam studies is being taught in an appealing way. And it actually deals, there's an outreach program, there's a session with the civil society. The subject has really been something of use to the society for addressing their problems.